Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek 9th Edition Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Casa de Neil, where I will be fighting a 1,500-point battle between my blips, aka my Genestealer Cult, getting them out in 9th Edition, dusting off all the rust off of their cult blades and whatnots, against Jason's Custodes. So, the story that we've got going on here is that nothing annoys the guardians of the Emperor more than people who rise up against the true rule of the Imperium. Except maybe when those who rise up against the true rule of the Imperium are also tainted by xenos. So, they have come here to clear out a Genestealer Cult uprising that is occurring on this Manufactorum planet here. Clear them off and make sure and purify it so that this planet can once again fully go under the control of the Imperium and be a productive member of the Imperium. So that's the story that we've got going on. We are going to be playing a mission from a Strike Force mission because we are doing 1,500 points, which fits us in the Strike Force mission size of called No Man's Land from the main rulebook. Essentially, we have 5 objectives, 3 along the middle here in No Man's Land, and 1 each in our deployment zones. Those objectives are for the primary mission. If you control 1 objective at the end of your turn, or at the end of your command phase, you score 5 points. If you control 2 objectives, you score an additional 5 points. If you control more objectives than your opponent, you score an additional 5 points for a maximum of 15 points per turn and a maximum of 45 points during the entire mission. We also chose secondary missions that we will be utilizing. So for myself, I chose Engage on All Fronts secondary mission, which says that if I have models within units wholly within 3 of the table quarters at the end of my turn, I score 2 points. If I have units wholly within 9 inches, or wholly within all 4 table quarters at the end of my turn, I score 3 points for a maximum of 15 points over the course of the game for that secondary. I also chose Raise the Banner, which is at the end of the movement phase, I can choose for an infantry unit that is holding an objective to start raising the banner. When they raise the banner, essentially they can't do anything. It's an action. So they can't do anything else until the end of my turn. If they don't do anything else, so they can't shoot, can't charge, can't fight. If they don't do any of those things, then the banner is raised on that objective. It stays raised until my opponent controls that objective at the end of any phase. And essentially what happens is at the end of my turn, for every objective that has a banner raised upon it, I score a victory point. And for at the end of the game, I score 2 victory points for every objective that has it. So, and a maximum of 15 points again over the course of the game. And then my last one that I chose is While We Stand. So my 3 most expensive points-wise units that I have are models. It says models, not units, models. If they are still around at the end of the game, then I score 5 points for each of them. So it's going to be my Cult Leman Russ, my Patriarch, and my Keller Morph. So we'll see how it goes. It was a bit difficult looking at his army, the way it works, and then looking at my army and the way it works to try to figure out what would be good ones for me to do, and the fact that you can only choose 1 from each section. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. My opponent has chosen Assassinate, so he gets 3 points for every character that he kills. So if he kills every one of my characters, he'll max out at 15 points there. He also chose Attrition, which is at the end of each battle round, he scores 4 points. If he killed more enemy units than I did. And he also chose the bespoke mission from the actual mission itself called Secure No Man's Land, which essentially means that if you control the objective in the center at the end of the turn, you score however many points are the battle round. So if you control it at the beginning of the first round, end of the first battle round, you'll score 1 point. At the end of the second battle round, 2 points. End of a third battle round, 3 points, etc. Going on, moving. So that's the secondary objectives that we've chosen. So that is the story. That is the mission. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the 2 armies that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Genestealer Cult, I'll be running a battalion detachment. Leading off that detachment, I have a Patriarch, a Primus, and a Magus. We have 3 units of Acolytes. We have a 10-man with Hand Flamers. We have a 20-man with an Icon, 5 Rock Saws. And we have a 12-man unit with an Icon and 4 Heavy Rock Cutters. We have a Kellermorph and a Clamavis. We have a 4-man Adolin Jackal squad. We have a 7-man Aberrant squad with picks and a Hypermorph with a heavy improvised weapon. And last but not least, we have a Cult Leman Russ with a battle cannon, 2 heavy flamers, and a las cannon. So for the Adeptus Custodes, he'll be running a battalion detachment. Leading off the detachment, we have a shield captain with a Guardian Spear and Trajan Valoris. We have 3 Sagittarium Guard squads, 2 3-man with Misericordias and 1 4-man without. We have a 3-man Alaris Custodian squad, 2 with Guardian Spears, 1 with a Castellan Axe. We have a 3-man Aquilon Custodian squad. And last but not least, we have a Telemon Heavy Dreadnought with twin Telemon Castus. All right, so going over deployment, I got a whole bunch of blips here. So I've got 6 blips. I've got 11 units total, so I've got 6 of them have to be on the table here. And I've got 5 units that are going to be in Deep Strike. So in Deep Strike, I've got my Primus, my Kellermorph, my Magus, my Clamavis, and my 20-man Acolyte squad. Everything else is represented by blips here on the table. My opponent's deployment here has a 3-man squad of, what are they called? The troops, what are they again?
The Sagittarium.
Sagittarium Custodes over here. We've got his shield captain behind them. We've got another 3-man squad of the Sagittarium Custodes. We've got Trajan, and we have the 4-man Sagittarian Guard over here. My opponent has spent, my opponent put the 2 squads in Terminator armor, so the Alaris and the Aquilon Terminator squads into Deep Strike, and he also spent CP to put the Telemon Heavy Dreadnought into Deep Strike. So that's deployment. So a whole lot of no units on the table right now for my side, and very few models on the table for his side because, I mean, he's got a small army anyway. We were joking that I've got multiple units that have more models than his entire army. So here we go. We are now going to roll off to see who will go first, because that's how it works now in 9th. Opponent rolled a 5, I rolled a 2, so my opponent gets to choose. Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
I'll take it.
All right, so my opponent will go first. We'll come back to you after a movement phase for the Custodes here on turn 1. All right, so moving up the table here, the Custodes are coming. So these guys over on this side advanced up, as did the shield captain behind them. This squad in the middle over here just moved. This squad over here advanced up as well. He needed a 4 on the advance to get onto the objective there to start working on his secondary objective, but he rolled a 1 and then spent a CP to re-roll into a 3. So he's just out of range of the center objective over there. This guy back over here, Trajan, just moved up behind him, and that's it. That's all we got on the table here on turn 1. So we will come back to you after I reveal all of my blips. All right, so my units that came out of the blips here, we've got a 10-man squad of Acolytes with the Hand Flamers back over here. We got my Leman Russ, and we have my Adolin Jackals up over there. I then spent 1 CP to bring 3 of them back, 3 of the units, into Deep Strike. So everyone's in Deep Strike right now, holding position. We'll see how it all pans out. But moving into the shooting phase now, this squad back over here is going to fire into my Acolytes over here. Their assault weapons that he has there, they're essentially like assault heavy bolters, which is pretty cool. So they're going to be -1 to hit because of advancing and shooting an assault weapon. -1 to hit because they're shooting through dense cover. That's what all these we're considering these to be the industrial units that they said should be dense cover. But at the end of the day, it's only going to be -1 to hit, because to hit rolls and to wound rolls can only be a maximum of plus or -1. So here we go. We're going to go with that. So hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. Oop, got those 1s, re-rolling. Pretty good there. So these are going to be strength 5, looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds there.
-1.
4 AP -1. So we got 4 6-up saves. And I make none of them, so that's 4 dead. And then this squad over here is going to fire into my Leman Russ. Again, -1 to hit. They advanced and whatever, shooting through stuff. Doesn't make a difference, just -1 to hit. So hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s because of Trajan back over there. All right. There were a couple 2s there, so And then these are going to be strength 5, so looking for a 5. We got one more. You got 5s to wound because it's tough 8.
And reroll 1s for Trajan.
Reroll 1s because of Trajan. So reroll a couple 1s there. All right, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3.
Just 3.
3. We got 3. AP -1. So they're going to be, he's going to have a 4-up armor save. And I make one of them. All right, and that is going to be it for the Custodes here on turn 1. Did not get any secondary points, and the primary doesn't start until turn 2. So we will come back to you after movement phase for, oh no, we do have a leadership test to take here. So I lost 4 guys over here from my squad, so 4 plus 1 is good to go. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult on turn 1. I was mistaken there when I said 2 on turn 1. These guys moved over here so that they are in coherency because of the new coherency rules, but they are also within range of the objective. But they are on that table quarter. This guy's over here on this table quarter, did not move. And these guys advanced up over to here onto the objective on this side. So at the end of the movement phase, these guys over here are going to start racing the banner on that objective down there. So we will come back to you with the shooting phase. Now, my Leman Russ is going to start us off in the shooting phase by firing everything into this squad over here. So we're going to go with the battle cannon first. So it's going to be 2d6 since he moved less than half his range for grinding advance. It's going to have 4 shots. So you can re-roll the number of the dice for the number of attacks. Grinding advance is shooting twice. I should have done these one at a time because of this here where I rolled a 1 and a 3. I'm going to re-roll the 1 this time. Next time I'll remember to do it one at a time because if I had rolled the 3 and decided to re-roll the 3 before I did the 1, technically I could do that. So, but yes, I can re-roll it. So I'm going to spend a CP to re-roll that here into a 4. So I'll have 7 shots. All right, so these are going to be hitting on 5s because I have -1 to hit shooting through the dense terrain over there. So that is going to be 1, 2 hits. Also, with the poor roll in there, it wouldn't have mattered. So these are going to be 3s to wound. That is going to be 1 wound. AP -2, I believe. So looking for -1, +1 because of cover there.
So 3 up.
3 up. And he's good. And the last cannon does not hit. All right, so that's going to be it for the Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 1. Pretty simple. But at the end of my turn here, I do have units in 3 of the table quarters, so I will score engage on all fronts. 2 victory points because I don't have it in all 4. But that's fair enough. I'll take that. And then, I raise the banner on this objective over here. So that unit, at the end of my command phase going forward, I'll get a point for that. So that's going to be it for the movement phase, or the end of the Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 1. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Adeptus Custodes here on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Adeptus Custodes here. This squad moved up holding the objective, as did the shield captain moved up beside him. This squad of what is it called again?
The Sagittarian.
Sagittarian guard moved up over this way. This Sagittarian guard moved up this way as well. Valeris advanced over this way, and then at the end of the movement phase, in came the Telemon, and in came the 2 Terminator squads. One looking on my bikers over here along with the Telemon, and another squad over here looking on my Leman Russ. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, starting off here, the Alaris Terminators are going to fire into my Leman Russ. They're not -1 to hit because this is ruins. This is not dense terrain. This is going to be, would have been obscuring, but it's not 5 inches tall, so it does not block line of sight. So here comes their shots here, hitting on 2s. That is going to be all but 1 hit. Wounding on, what is it, strength 4? So looking for 6s to wound. No wounds. Alrighty, so now these guys here are going to fire their Lastrum bolters into my Genestealer Cult up here, my Acolytes up here. So these are going to be, what's their story on these ones?
It'll still be strength 5 -1.
Strength 5, AP -1, 1 damage. So here comes these guys. That is going to be all but 2 hits. These are strength 5, so 3s to wound. That is going to be all but 1 wound there. So that's going to be a whole lot there. How much is that? 9 wounds. All right, so it's AP -1, so looking for 6 up saves. Getting 1, but that's not enough. That squad is wiped. So now this squad over here is going to fire into my Leman Russ. So he's going to be -1 to hit because of shooting through that terrain over there. So hitting on 3s, re-rolling. Oh no, not within range of anybody there. So hitting on 3s. Ooh, a bunch of 2s there. These are strength 5, so 5s to wound. Getting 2 wounds. AP -1, so 4 up saves. That one's cocked. Yeah, with the saves! Woo! And 2 guys over here can get some sight into him over here. So again, -1 to hit. That's going to be 3 hits. That is going to be no wounds. And then 2 guys over here can also see my Leman Russ. That is going to be a bunch of hits there. There we go. That's better. And 5s to wound. Getting 1 wound. AP -1. 4 up save. No, goes through. All right, so into the assault phase. My opponent's going to spend 2 CP because he is running the Dread Host for, what's it called?
It's going to be Golden Light of the Moradis.
Golden Light of the Moradis.
Yes.
Whatever it is one of the new stratagems from War of the Spider.
For the Dread Host.
For the Dread Host that he is, because that's basically his chapter. He's the Dread Host. And essentially it says that for 1 CP, you can choose 1 unit that just deep struck in, or you can spend up to 2 CP to select up to 3 units. So he spent 2 CP, selected the 2 Terminators and the Telemon. They will get to roll an additional D6 and discard 1 when making the charge. So they'll roll 3d6 and take the 2 highest. Presumably the 2 highest. I guess technically you can discard the highest if you wanted to, but probably not going to do that.
Who does that?
Yeah, who does that? Maybe if you really want to fail.
3 6s.
Yeah. So that's what he's going to do. And we're going to start off by these guys charging into my Leman Russ. I'm going to spend 1 CP to Overwatch. So we're going to start with the Battle Cannon. Remember that the grinded advance doesn't count for Overwatch. So we just have the 1d6 with the Battle Cannon shots. Getting 1 shot here. This is going to be hitting on a 6. Oh, I saw it, but it didn't happen. And then the Las Cannon. Not going to hit. So they are rolling 3d6, looking for a 9-inch charge to get in. And ooh, they will get in. Oh, they will get in. Oh, geez, I don't know. I was looking at the one.
Rid of the low one.
I don't know why I was screwing there. So yes, so they will be in. And now the Alaris Terminators are going to charge into my Bikers. Again, looking for 9 inches. Will not make it.
Oh, 11.
My opponent's going to spend a CP to reroll it, so they all got to reroll. Still doesn't make it. And now the Telemon is going to charge in here. Does not make it, but he does have a reroll that he's allowed there because of just innate rules.
It's a stratagem I spent earlier.
The strategy. Oh, that's right. The strategy he spent at the beginning of the game there, and he does make it with a 10. All right, so into the fight phase here. We're going to start with the Terminators here that got into combat with my Leman Russ. So they're going to have 12 attacks, 4 attacks each here, hitting on 2s because their gauntlets do not have -1 to hit. Pretty good. So that's going to be 10 hits here. These are going to be strength 10, so 3s to wound. Ooh, boy. They're AP -4, so those are going to go straight through. So we got D3 damage apiece. Yeah, he's dead. Even on 3 of those, he is dead. So let's see if he explodes. No, he does not. So the Telemon here has 4 base attacks, +1 because of having dual fists. And he also spent the 1 CP, which is the reason why he was able to reroll his charge there for 1 CP for Eternal Penitent. He is going to be able to get an extra attack here. So he's going to have 6 attacks, hitting on 2s. Yep. Okay, that's going to be 1 miss. These are going to be squishing on 2s.
Yep.
That is going to be all wounds. AP minus what?
3.
3. Yeah, they are just dead because it's what? 2 damage or 3 damage apiece?
4.
4 damage apiece. Yeah, they are squished. All right, so I did have to check this to make sure because that would have been this would have been rough. But the new rules for the battle round ending the battle is that the game goes for 5 turns. If at the beginning of a player's turn they have 0 models in their army left, the opponent can play out the rest of the turns to see who is victor. But I do have models in my army left because they are in reserve, so I don't see anything in there that says that models in reserve don't count as being in your army. I may have missed it, but we're going to keep playing where my guys can now come in from reserves because we're going to keep playing out. So if he was playing out the turns, it would get to my turn and I could just come in from reserve. So my guys are now going to come back into reserves. So that's what we're going to come to here at the, we'll come back to you with the movement phase for the, Genestealer. Oh, at the end of his turn, my opponent does score 2 victory points for holding that for No Man's Land for the mission-specific secondary there. And he didn't score any points in the primary at the beginning of his turn, so he has 2 points. I don't believe he got anything else right now. He's looking good for attrition unless I can somehow kill 2 units on my turn, which we'll see. It's possible.
4 units.
3 units. That's right. He killed 3 units. He killed 3 units. So if I kill at least 3, I'll keep him from scoring that. But we'll see how it goes. But at the beginning of my turn, I'm not going to have any objectives, obviously, since I have nobody on the table. So that will leave me with 0 points for primary there. And we will continue on. Alrighty, so movement phase for the Genestealer Cult. Out came everyone who they thought they had purged. So over here we've got the 12-man squad with the 4 heavy rock cutters looking on his Terminators on the objective over here. I've got my Kellermorph back over here, looking to pop off some shots into here. We'll see what we can do about that. I've got my 20-man squad along with the Primus. He's going to choose the Telemon as his preferred target there. So he's going to be giving them the boost over here, looking into getting in over against this guy into his Telemon. Over here we've got the Magus. Over here we've got the we got the Clamavis, we've got the Patriarch, and we've got the what are they? Aberrants over here. So I spent 3 CP on Perfect Ambush for my Aberrants over here. Rolled a 1. Can't re-roll it anymore with CP, so it's stuck with the 1 inch closer. Luckily, I am 4-armed Emperor, so everyone's going to get +1 to their charge, but still not great. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so starting it off, my Magus over here is going to cast Smite onto Trajan over here. So looking for a 5 to go off. Get it with a 6, so D3 mortal wounds. Doing 2 mortal wounds. He gets a 6-up feel no pain against mortal wounds here. The psychic phase makes 1 of them, so he only takes 1 mortal wound. And then my Patriarch is going to cast Might from Beyond onto my Aberrants over here. That will go off with a 9.
What's this one?
This is +1 strength, +1 attack onto them. So
yeah, I'll spend CP.
All right, my opponent's going to spend a CP for Spark of whatchamacallit, Divinity. So he's going to try to deny the witch there, looking for a 10. No, does not deny it, so they are going to have +1 attack, +1 strength. Starts the shooting phase. My Kellermorph is going to fire into his Terminators over here. So 6 shots hitting on 2s. That is going to be all hits.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. So that means I get another 6 shots. Again on 2s. Oh, a lot of 1s there. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And now we've got, these are going to be strength 4, toughness 5, so 5's to wound. That's going to be 1, 2, 3 at AP -1. So we've got 3-up saves from them. Failing 1 of them, so that's going to be 2 damage. So because Trajan isn't within 3 inches of a unit of 3 or more or a monster vehicle, he's eligible target for shooting over here now. So 5 of the guys are within range with their auto pistols, because why not? May as well. Getting 2 hits there. Getting no wounds, that's why. And then needle pistol from my Primus into him. That is a hit. Wound on 2. Of course. All right, so starting off the assault phase here, my Aberrants are charging into a Sagittarium Guard. My opponent's going to spend 1 CP to Overwatch. So he's going to fire with both profiles of the weapon here. So the larger dice are going to be the beams, which are strength. What is it? Strength?
Oh, it's all strength 5.
All strength 5, but AP -3.
3 damage.
3 damage, which is pretty good here. So these are all going to be hitting on 6s and rerolling 1s because of the shield captain that is over there with them. Getting 2 with the 3 with the regular ones there. Strength 5, their toughness 4, I believe. Rerolling that 1 back into a 1. Strength 5, 1 second. I forgot to mention that he did the defensible gunner. He checked and he didn't get any 5s because this is defensible terrain, so he's taking the +1 to his Overwatch there. So these are now going to be, these ones are going to be wounding on 3s because of strength 5, toughness 4. So that's going to be 1 wound. AP -1. Looking for a 6-up save. No. Now looking for a 5-up, feel no pain. No, so 1 will take a wound. All right, so they got 1 inch closest, so they're 8 inches out here. They're going to need an 8-inch charge there, but they get +1 for being Cult of the Four-Armed Emperor, and they're just coming in, and +1 because of the Clamavis over there. So looking for a 6-inch charge to get in over here. That will get him in with a 9. And now my Patriarch here is going to charge into his Shield Captain. I'm looking for an 8-inch charge because of the Clamavis. He doesn't get the benefit of Four-Armed Emperor because he's too alien. Oh, double 6s will get him in. And now these guys over here are going to charge into the Telemon. I need an 8-inch charge because of Cult of the Four-Armed Emperor. Oh, and I get it with another double 6! And this 12-man squad is going to charge into the Terminators over here, looking for an 8-inch charge as well. Oh, and they make it with a 10. Alrighty, so we're going to start off the fight phase here with my squad of Acolytes over here attacking into his Terminators. So my opponent is going to use the stratagem, what is it again? Something...
Arcane Genetic Alchemy.
Arcane Genetic Alchemy. Much like transhuman physiology, it means that I cannot wound... 1, 2, and 3s are not wounds onto them there. So it's only 4, 5s, and 6s that are wounds onto these guys over here. It usually costs 2 CP, but my opponent uses Trajan's one-time use ability that got FAQ'd to say that you can use a stratagem for free, and it's a one-time use thing. So he's doing that there, so he's going to keep his 5 CP that he has left, and we're going to have in here. So they can only wound on 4, 5s, or 6s. So we're going to go in with the Cutters first, because so they've got 2 attacks each, and the Cutters are Strength ×2, AP -3 or 4. Either which way he's going to go to his 4-up invul save. And what they do is then they do D3 damage. These now, if they take a wound from, take any damage from these Cutters, we roll a D6, and if the model has any wounds, if the number on the dice is higher than the number of wounds remaining in the model is slain. So we have to do these one at a time now with the Cutters because of that. But we should be able to get through this. So here we go. We're going to start over here with the first one. This is going to be hitting on a 4 because it's -1 to hit. Rerolling 1s because of the icon. That's going to be a hit. Wounding on a 4 because of his stratagem that he spent there. That's not going to be a wound. So the second one is not going to be a hit. Rerolling 1s because of the icon. Into a hit. Not into a wound. Not a hit. Oh boy. That is a hit. That is not a wound. That is not a hit, but re-rolling. That is still not a hit. Oh boy. That is a hit. That is a wound. Okay, finally. Here we go. 4-up invul save. No, that's going to go through. So D3 damage. That's going to do 1 damage. Now I roll a D6. If I get higher, they've got 4 wounds apiece. So he has 3 left, so if I roll higher than a 3, he is slain. No, of course I don't. So he's got 3 left. The next one is not going to hit. Okay. And now the Rending Claws from the rest of the squad over here. Hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of that icon. That's a lot of 2s in there, though. All right, we'll come back to you. And then wounding on 5s. 6s are AP -4. I just got 2 at AP -4. So these are going to be looking for 4-up invul saves. Making 1, failing 1. So he takes 1 wound. And then I've got the Cultist Knives that get to go in with the rest of the guys there. Hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. Better there. These are wounding on 5s again. But no AP on these ones. Oh, now they come up. So that's going to be 4 that you get to roll there. 2-up armor saves. Make all of those. All right, so now my opponent's going to interrupt with his Shield Captain into my Patriarch over here. So how many attacks do you get?
5.
5 attacks here. These are going to be hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s because of himself.
6s will explode.
6s explode, so we got 2 6s. And then the 1 reroll. Okay.
Everything hit.
Those are all hits here. So these are going to be strength what?
6.
Strength 6, so 3s to wound. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds. Should have had my dice here. AP -3, so 5-up invul saves. Oh man, these are gonna be D3, right?
2D3 because of his
2D3 each?
Clean.
Oh, 2D3 each.
Yeah, Captain.
I mean, I don't even think I can possibly 2D3
so
apiece.
That's 2 at minimum. 4.
Yep. No, even if I re-roll these,
6
any of
minimum.
these, I'm not going to be able to do it. So
8
he is
minimum.
just Brutal. He is dead. Boof. All right, so now my aberrants here are going to attack into his Sagittarian Custodes over here. So these are going to be with the picks. So they've got 3 attacks each now because of the Might from Beyond that has got off on them here. So this is going to be hitting on 3s. Come back to you. Strength 6 because of Might from Beyond, Toughness 5. So looking for 3s to wound. So that's going to be 12 wounds at AP -2.
Covers.
I don't think it's... 1 second. All right, so we got 12 at 4-up invul saves here. That is pretty good. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 fails there. Yep. These are going to be D3 damage apiece. We'll come back to that. All right, so D3 damage apiece. The first one is going to do 3 and kill a guy. Second one is going to do 3 and kill a guy. And the third, well, there's only 3 guys in that squad, so the next ones are going to add up to 3 and kill the third guy. Nice. Pretty good. All right, so moving over here, my opponent's going to spend CP on Ancient Artifice, which allows him to have damage onto him over here. And then he's also going to spend the CP on Emperor's Auspice, 2 CP on Emperor's Auspice, which would mean that I couldn't get any rerolls over here. So, in response to the Emperor's Auspice, the no rerolls thing, I'm going to spend 3 CP on planned generations in the making, which basically is Vex. So it means that he can't do the stratagem. I will roll it. Well, I should roll a d6. On a 1, he can do it, and I lost my CP. On a 2 through 5, he can't do it, but he gets to keep his CP. And on a 6, he loses his CP and can't do it. So let's see what we got here. Okay, so he can't do it, but he does get to keep his CP, so that's fine. That's fair for everyone.
3?
What's up? Mine was 3, yeah. So I think it was worth it because I get a bunch of rerolls here. I get rerolls to 1 to hit because of the icon. I also get reroll 1s to wound because of the Primus there. And he's got Alien Majesty. I spent CP to give him and the Magus Warlord traits to increase his range here. So he's got a range of 9 for his aura there. So should be pretty good. Let's see how we do. All right, so we're going to do the Rock Saws first here. So they are going to have, they're going to be 10 attacks coming from the Rock Saws. These are going to be hitting on 2s because of +1 because of the Primus being there. Rerolling 1s because of the Cult icon. Rerolling 1s because of the Cult icon. All right, that's going to be all hits. These are going to be Strength 8. Toughness 8, right? Mm-hmm. So looking for 4s to wound. These are going to be re-rolling 1s to wound because of him being the Meticulous Planner, the chosen target for the Primus over there.
Jesus.
So not 7 bad. And no 1s to re-roll there. So that's still going to be 7 wounds there at AP -4. So it's onto his 4-up invul save. And unfortunately, they're 2 damage apiece, which means he's rounded it down. He'll be doing 1 damage apiece, but still, I'll take him. 4 up, so he fails 3 of them. So he will take 3 wounds. He's got a 6-up Field of Pain! Oh, he makes 2 of them, he only takes 1! And now we have the Rending Claws into him over here. 2 attacks each from 15 guys, +1 for the leader over there. Hitting on 3s. Oh no, hitting on 2s. Rerolling 1s. Wounded on 6s, rerolling 1s, but 6s are going to be AP -4, so it'll get him down to his invul save. And rerolling 1s to wound. There we go, another one there. So it's going to be a total of 6 wounds over here. 4-up invul saves. Failing 4 of them, and these are going to have 6-up feel no pains. Making none of those, so down 5 wounds total. And now the Cultist Knives, because gotta roll your dice, especially if you're just going for overwhelming hits anyway. All right, not bad on the hits, and then 6s to wound again. That is going to be rerolling 1s to wound. All right, so that's just gonna be 2 wounds at AP. Oh no, that's cocked. Sorry, still 2 wounds at 2-up saves though. Oh, fails 1, 6-up feel no pain. Oh, he makes it. Well done. And now the Telemon's going to attack back over here. Hitting on 2s. No rerolls there. And then squishing on 2s. Yep, that's going to be 5 dead. And then these guys are going to attack back into my dude bros over there. 12 attacks. Hitting on 2s. Alrighty, couple misses, and then
again.
Strength. What is it? Oh, 10. Yeah, so twos will kill.
-4.
Oh, brutal. So that's gonna be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 2 guys left. Oof. All right, so now we got some leaderships to take over here. I lost 5 guys from this squad. 5 plus 5 is a fail. So 1 guy is going to just run away. And now I have to roll a d6 for every model in this unit that's left, which is a bunch. We'll come back to you with that. All right, so now we are going to roll 14 dice here to see if they are dying. One runs away. All right, boys. That's how you do that. Woo! And I'm going to spend 2 CP to keep these guys over here. I don't know. It's a long shot, but we'll have to see how it all pans out. So that's going to be it for the Genestealer Cult turn here. At the end of the turn, I do have units in 3 of the... actually, I've got them... Whoa, 1 second. Oh no, I've only got 3. I thought these guys may have been close enough, but they weren't. So that's going to be 3 sections. So I've got 2 points for engage on all fronts. Wasn't able to raise any banners. And while we're standing, I think I've got 1 of the 3 that I had nominated. So it's not looking good for them either. So that's going to be it for the Genestealer Cult turn here. At my opponent's command phase, he's going to have control because over here, his shield captain is... whatchamacallit, is objective secured, so he's going to hold that objective. He's got 3 guys who are objective secured over here, so my opponent's going to hold 2, at least 2, and he's going to hold more than me, so he is going to have 15 points from that, which is going to bring him, at the end of my opponent's command phase here on turn 3, he is going to have 15, 16, 17 points. Oh no, he also killed a character, so that's... 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 points to my opponent right now at the beginning of turn 3. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Custodes here on turn 3. All right, movement phase for the Adeptus Custodes here. These guys stayed in combat with my rock cutters. The shield captain decided to stay in combat with my dude bros because I had tri-tipped him, so I caught him in there. He didn't want to risk rolling the 1 to do Desperate Breakout because you can't re-roll it. It's not one of the things you could re-roll, so he wasn't going to take that risk of killing off his shield captain 1 fell swipe to get him out there, so he figures he could probably just hang in there tough with them. But these guys moved over here. These Sagittarian moved in there, tucked in on the objective over there, which at the end of the command phase... oh no, it's the end of the turn, I think. Oh no, is it the end of the turn? One of the others. He'll get 3 points for that. So went over there, then over here. Trajan is coming over here to teach my Primus a lesson, and so are those Terminators there are moving up to help out their Telemon friend over here. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, we're going to start off with his Terminators over here. These are the Alaris ones, right?
Yep.
The Alaris Terminators. During the shooting phase, my opponent's going to spend 1 CP on superior fire patterns, which makes all of his rapid fire weapons into rapid fire 2 instead of rapid fire 1. Because they're Terminators, they're going to get double taps over here, which is pretty good. And then they're going to have Blood Games Veterans for 1 CP since it's less than 5 man unit there. What it does is 6s to hit, automatically wound, which is pretty good. So these are going to be going into my Kellermorph since he is not within 3 inches of a unit over there to protect him from this onslaught. So we're going to do the spears first. So these are going to be, like I said, 4 shots apiece. This is going to be all of it together?
Yeah, because the Castellan Axe.
Oh, the Castellan Axe is shooting the same thing. So it's going to do it all together here. So these are going to be hitting on 2s. All right, 2 misses there. But those 6s are automatically wounds, so it's going to be 3 wounds already.
Strength 4.
And then Strength 4, Toughness 3, so 3s to wound. That one's cocked over there. So, nope, not meant to be there. So that's going to be 6 wounds, 6 5-up saves because they're AP -1 +1 because he's in cover there. So 5-up saves. And I make 5 6s! That's how you do that, Kellermorph! Woo! And they were damaged too, so he's still down to 2 wounds, but man, that was close. And now the Telemon, because he's a vehicle, he's going to shoot into combat over here. None of his weapons are blast, so we're going to do the bolt launcher first. So it's 10 shots, hitting on 2s.
Gonna reroll 1s for Trajan.
Reroll 1s because Trajan's in range over there now. These are now strength, what is it?
5.
Strength 5, so 3s to wound. That's a bunch of wounds there.
Trajan.
Rerolling 1s because of Trajan. All right, one miss, or one not wound. So that's going to be 9. What's the AP on these?
-1.
AP -1. So we're going to have 9. AP -1, so 9, 5 up, 6 up saves. I make 3 fill faces. Not bad. The fill faces are coming out, but that's still going to be 6 dead guys. All right, here comes his, what are they called? Plasma
projector.
Plasma projectors
Twin
here.
plasma projector.
So it's going to have
2d3 shots
2d3 shots per. So that's going to be 1, 3, 6, 9 shots coming in. These are going to be hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s.
Auto hits.
Oh, they're auto hits. So that's just going to be wounding on, what is it, strength 7?
6.
Strength 6, so still wounding on 2s. So they are tough 3 still.
Reroll wounds.
Reroll wounds because of Valoris Trajan over there. And these are AP minus a lot, right? 2. AP minus 2, which is still enough to kill them out there. So that's going to be 9. I think that's the squad wiped. Now Trajan is going to fire his Castellan Axe into my Primus over here. So he's going to be hitting on 2s. Wounding on strength, what is it?
Strength 5.
5, so 3s to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds. AP -1, so I think 6 up saves. Those are not going to save it.
2 damage each.
2 damage each, 4 damage. Ooh, he might have 1 left. All right, he does have 1 wound left. And then this squad over here can see through over to him over there. 2 shots, they're going to be -1 to hit because of shooting through this different stuff. But they can get sight, and he's not within 3 of anybody over there. So that's going to be 3 hits. Strength 5, so 3s to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds. AP -1. So I need to make. I took away all my dice over here. What am I doing?
He slid them all down.
AP -1, so it's going to be a 5 up save because he is in cover. No wound.
Okay.
And now Trajan is going to get into the assault phase into my dude bro there. Oh, look, he's in. And then these guys are going to assault into my dude bros over here. That is going to be in. All right, so now this 3-man squad here is going to start us off in the fight phase into my Aberrants. He is going to roll, what is it?
12 attacks.
12 attacks because they get +1 for the Misericordia since that 3-man squad had a Misericordia. So they're going to be hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s because of...
the 6s will explode.
6s explode because of
Shield Captain's
Shield
rules.
Captain, and also rerolling 1s because of Shield Captain. All right, pretty good there. So it's an additional hit, which is pretty good. And these are going to be Strength 5. So looking for 3s to wound. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, so there were 9 wounds in there. AP -2, so I get no armor save, but I will get feel no pains here on 5 pluses. So I ignore 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, okay. Ignoring 6 of them, so I take 3, so that means there's going to be 2 guys dead. All right, so over here, I'm going to spend 2 CP, my last 2 CP over here. I guess I'll get one in my command phase, but I'm going to spend the 2 CP to interrupt into the Terminators over here. So I'm going to go with their Snippers. So they got 2 attacks each. Here we go with the first one. Hitting on a 4 because of being -1 to hit. Nope, no hit there. Second one. Not going to hit.
Jesus.
That does hit.
All right.
And that does wound. AP -3, so they got the 4 up invul save. Makes it. And the last one is not going to hit. Oh boy. All right, so now Trajan's going to attack into my Primus over here.
On 2s.
5 attacks on 2s.
Reroll 1s.
Reroll 1s because of himself. All right, these are now going to be wounding on
2s
2s because of strength 10. Yeah, he did. All right, so now into the regular fight phase, my Aberrants are going to be going first since I get to choose as the non-player. It's not my turn, so I get to go first. So now we're going to have 2 guys going into the Custodes over here, and the rest are going to go into his Shield Captain. So we're going to go with the 2 into the Sagittarian Guard over there. So they've got 6 attacks here between them because of they still have Might from Beyond on here. So these are going to be hitting on 3s. Alrighty. And wounding on 3s because of Strength +1. Alrighty, so that's going to be 4 wounds at AP -2. So 4 4-ups. Failing 2 of them. So D3 damage apiece. First one, fell off the table. First one is going to be 2 damage, and then that will kill another guy.
Just kill a guy.
And with their Rending Claws, 3s to hit. And then, again, 3s to wound. 6s are, so that's 6 is AP -4. These 2 are AP -1. So we'll do the AP -4, 4 up invul. Nope, and then 2 3-up armor saves. No, failed them both. Okay, so that's another guy dead. And then the other 3 guys with picks are going to go into his shield captain over there. So the picks are hitting on 3 and then wounding on strength 6, toughness 5 as well. So 3's to wound. Alrighty, AP minus 2. So he's got what?
He has a 3-up invul.
3-up invul save. Okay. Failed one of them, so that's going to be D3 damage. Takes 3 damage.
That's fine.
And then they've got their same attacks over here from their rending claws. Oh boy, not great over there. And that is going to be 3 wounds, one of which is AP minus, 2 of which are AP minus 1, one of which is AP minus 4. So 1 3-up. So we'll do the 1 3-up. He's good, and then 2 3-ups. It would have made a difference. I should just let you do that. And they're good. And then my hypermorph with the improvised heavy weapon is going to attack into him. 8 attacks because of Might from Beyond and getting 2 attacks for each attack here. That is going to be all but 2 hits. Pretty good there. And these are going to be strength times 2, so strength 12. So looking for 2s to wound. That is going to be 4 wounds at AP minus 1, so 4 3-up saves. 2 damage apiece. And, oh, he failed 3 of them, so he will be dead. And then these guys are going to attack into my snipper dudes. All right, that's going to be all but 1 hit there, and then killing on 2s. Oh, look, they're dead. All right, so we do have 1 morale test to take over here. I lost 2 guys from my Aberrant squad, and they're good to go with that too. So that's going to be the end of the turn here for the Custodes. He's definitely scored. I forgot to mention that he got scored attrition at the end of the last turn. He also has secured no man's land in there, and he's killed 2 of my characters so far for assassinate. So putting him at 15 points for the primary for the beginning of turn 3, right? Was it, or turn 2? 1 second. Yeah, he didn't score anything at turn 2, so he did score the 15 points there for turn 3. Which will give him, what is that, 15, 25, 30 points right now. My opponent has 30 points. I have 4 points. So so we will come back to you with the Genestealer Cult. I do get 5 points, though, for on my turn, because I do control 1 objective. I don't control that objective because he is objective secured. So I do score 5 points in the primary here on turn 3. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult on turn 3. All right, movement phase is pretty simple for the Genestealer Cult. My Kellamorph is going to stay back over here. These guys are going to stay in combat there. He's going to stay over here, and my Magus is going to stay over there. So that's going to be it for the movement phase, because that's all I got left. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so my Magus is going to cast Smite onto Trajan over here. That's all I'm going to do there. So here we go. That will go off on a 5. I'm going to spend a CP and Spark of Divinity here to deny it. No, it does it with a 4. It's the D3 mortal wounds. And he gets the 3. I'll take it. But he's got the 6 of Field of Pains. Oh, no, he feels them all. Now my Kellamorphs are going to fire into his Terminators over here. Hitting on 3s. Or 2s, I should say, sorry. All right, that's going to be 5 hits. So 5 more shots. Missing another one there. Not bad for... Yep. So these are going to be wounding on 5s. All right, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. These are going to be AP minus 1, so 4 3-up saves. Failing 2 of them, that's 2 damage apiece, so 1 will be dead and 1 will take a wound. That's it, into the fight phase here. So he gets to go first because he gets to choose it, so he's going to go into my Aberrants over here. Alrighty, that's going to be 3 hits. That is going to be 2 wounds. AP nothing. Oh, minus 2 because he's got the Misericordia. Yep, so it's just going to be ignoring wounds here. Ignoring both of them. Woo! All right, so now my guys are going to go in here. We're going to go with the 5 guys with picks here. They're down to 2 attacks each because Might from Beyond is no longer on them. Hitting on 3s. All right, not bad. These are going to be wounding on 4s now because it's strength 5, toughness 5. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 at AP minus 2. So.
Do it.
Oh, that's going to be AP minus 2. So.
How much damage?
D3 damage apiece. So
yeah,
he is going to be dead. All right, so that's going to be the end of the Genestealer Cult turn here, the end of the turn 3, and that's where we're going to call it because there's not much that I can do. I did get engaged on all fronts. I did manage to get them over the line there, so I will have 4 table quarters with models in them, but that is going to give me 4 points there. So at the end of this turn, if we did call at the end there, I would get one guy with staying alive over there with him, but he's going to be short-lived. He would be dead if we kept going on. But considering ending this game here, I had 17 points. My opponent had 34. And at the beginning of next turn, he was going to get 15 points again for holding more objectives than me, and holding more objectives than me, and having at least 2. So he was going to get an additional 15 points, and then he was just going to slaughter me. So, yeah, a brutal game. The Custodes are a force to be reckoned with right now. Just the combination of their them being so much obsec in their army, them being so tough and resilient, it makes them ideal for fighting in the new missions. And they didn't get hurt a lot with the points increases, so I think that they're going to do really, really well in this new edition. Genestealer Cult, I got to figure something else out. So back to the drawing board with them, but I don't know, I'm not ready to give up on them, but at the same time, that was tough. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek, as always. My opponent's been Jason, and until next time, have fun.